Hey guys, what is going on? This is SgtSlugger and today I'm bringing you guys another World of Tanks commentary. Today we have the WaffenTrager E100. Now this tank is interesting to say the least. I'm not going to say what I think about it, but most of you know that play World Tanks and play World Tanks at a high level that this tank is very, very good. Let me just leave it at that. Very, very good. And it is a 6-shell autoloader. It has a 128mm gun, and it's basically the chassis of an E100 combined with the massive house around a turret, or around a gun, which has a crazy, crazy stat. So we'll pop up the gun on the screen right about now somewhere. Magic. It's 128mm of pure destruction, 6 shells in the magazine. It takes only 2 seconds to completely load, and it only takes 1.5 seconds to completely aim. So every single time you're firing off a shell, the gun is completely aimed, which is absolutely insane when you think about each shell has 276 average pen with 560 average damage. That calculates out to 3,360 damage for each clip. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I hear that number, I just can't even comprehend how much damage it is. If you pen every single shot on a mouse, which is the 170-ton massive, massive tank that was the Germans' crazy invention right before the end of the war, and only two were built, well, 2 prototypes were built, it can clip one of those. It can clip any tank in the game, which is just insane to comprehend. I don't even understand how that works, but hey, like I said, I'm just gonna let it go. The reason why I really like this game is because, first of all, it's on 9.0. At the moment, I only have 9.0 client on my computer. I didn't save 8.9, so there is one FV183 game that I really want to do a commentary on, but it's on 8.9. So I'm gonna try to download the 8.9 client at some point, and hopefully have that one uploaded for you guys. But this tank is, like I said, pretty good. So as you can see here, each shot he is doing a lot of damage. When you average 560 damage a shot, you can roll for very, very high, and 3.3k damage, almost 3.4k damage in a clip makes me kind of scared of this tank. I've only killed about 3 or 4 of these tanks, and every time I do, it just makes me very happy inside. Now, SgtSlugger is actually going to be taking a few shots at this T-71. Now, T-71, very quick, very small scout, so it's going to be pretty difficult to hit him. And with these 6 shells, you want to make them count, because not only do they do 560 damage a shot, but when you have to reload, it takes 56 seconds for a complete load of this massive, massive autoloader. So you're very, very vulnerable during that time. So you can't do anything right now. You are completely locked down, no damage being output, but obviously the huge monster benefit is that you can put out 3.4k damage in 12 seconds. So obviously, you know, there's some pros and cons of autoloaders, and this T-71 is feeling very, very lucky at the moment. But with this gun, with this platform, there isn't very many downsides, honestly. I mean, it doesn't have the greatest of camo, but if somebody actually is close enough to spy you, you're probably going to already have killed them with the amount of damage you can put out, as long as, you know, you don't get rushed. Now, obviously, the only way to take this tank out is to actually avoid the damage, which I know is very, very difficult, speaking from personal experience, of course. But you have to avoid the damage, and you have to catch him while he's reloading, because if you catch him while he's not reloading, you're more than likely going to be going back to the garage. So as we can see here, SgtSlugger going to be taking a few more shots, and somebody is actually going to track the T-71, and that is never good for a Tier 7 scout in a Tier 10 game. So I'm going to pull up the teams really quick, show you guys what the matchup is looking like. As you can see, 49% chance to win, and even with SgtSlugger on the team, that is kind of questionable. Very, very interesting matchup for him. And there is a few good tank destroyers on the other team, a couple WaffenTragers on the other team as well. So if they clip, they can also clip him. So he's got to be very, very careful. And he's playing on Prokhorovka. Now, one of the things that I really don't like about this side is how quickly tanks can die if they're spotted. The Conqueror up there is probably going to meet an early doom because of how far he is pushed out on this western flank. It is a very big problem because there's not much concealment here, not much hard cover, and as soon as you get spotted, you are going to be out of this game. Like I said, going back to the garage, but SgtSlugger is feeling very confident, pushing up here, and he's actually going to be looking at this Jagdpanzer E100, and this aim time on this gun is just ridiculous. 1.5 seconds is... oh, it's crazy. Also, the accuracy, I mean, .29 accuracy is just... It's pretty good. It's pretty darn good. It's definitely one of the best in the game, if not the best in the game. Don't remember off the top of my head, but .29 is pretty crazy. So he is able to put 2 shots into the Jagdpanzer E100. He did track him at least once that I saw, maybe twice. So that clip was not the best, only 1,200 damage on the Jagdpanzer. He wanted to pen a few more of those shots through the drive wheel, but he didn't actually pen all the shots. So he's got to be looking to try to get some more of those shots penning during the clip. I mean, 2 shots out of 6. He might have penned. Did he pen? Might have been the same clip. I think he reloaded after the T71 though. But he is seeing that IS-7. Very, very hard to penetrate an IS-7 frontally from this far away. You have to be shooting that lower plate or you're probably going to bounce. And his team is actually pushing up, as we can see. The people on the hill are doing okay. Personally, that's where I like to go, up on this eastern flank over here, and be able to control that hill. The IS-7 is in an interesting spot, though, just because the enemies seem like they're about to push on over the top, but hopefully they can hold that. If they can, they should have a little bit better time, especially with the E75 backing them up, and I can't tell who the other 2 tanks are over there, but he is loaded once again. He's already done 2.8k damage, and that's not even a clip yet. So we got to get some more damage out of this one for sure. SgtSlugger is definitely looking to get a few more shots downrange. The IS-7 is actually pushing. He's got a T110 E4, also a two T110 E4s, and a Jagdpanzer E100. So he's got a couple. Ooh, that is exactly what happens if you get spotted on this flank, though. The E4 actually got spotted, and there is one of the other WaffenTragers, and you will just see how crazy this tank is. And he's dead. He was 100% hit points, and now he is gone. So that is how you use a clip on the WaffenTrager E100 right there. That was ridiculous. He took out a full health WaffenTrager E100. He finished off the Jagdpanzer, which was only 18 damage, which was not ideal. But hey, you can't really complain when you do full health of a E100 or a WaffenTrager E100, and then also do 618 damage to the Foch 155. And now he has pretty much doubled his damage. He's up to 5,480. But the one problem is that they still have an Object 268 back in that northwestern corner. They also have a 5120 moving to try to intercept this flank. So they're definitely still dug in pretty well back there. But quick thing to note, SgtSlugger has still not got spotted. So that is one of the best things that you can do on a tank destroyer, especially with a massive house sitting on top of a chassis that can get penned by pretty much anything. Even T1s can pen this superstructure. And he actually got spotted there for that, but he did take out the 5120, 1,200 damage in 4 seconds. And that 5120 is not having a good day. So he did get shot at once. I figured that he would still be spotted when he's moving up, but I guess nobody else is going to shoot at him. So that's one of the only shots, well, the only shot that he's actually taken in return for this 6,622 damage. So he still has 4 shells left in his clip right now, and he gets spotted. He's got to get out of there. He does not want to be taking return fire, and the IS-7 actually hits him, and then he gets very, very lucky because the Object 268 actually only damages his gun. So his gun actually absorbed that damage, and he is going to be shooting at this IS-7. Like I said, very hard to penetrate him from this far away, but that 2.9 accuracy coming in very handy, and he is out of shell. So he is going to be reloading for another 56 seconds. Now he does have 7,730 damage already. Very, very impressive, obviously, in any tank, but in the WaffenTrager E100, it seems to come a little bit easier. So he already has 5 kills. He did take out that IS-7. Did he take out the IS-7? He did take out the IS-7. So there still is 2 more left. I was like, wait, how many IS-7s are there? But as you can see on the eastern flank, the Jagdpanzer E100 actually just took out the IS-4 that was pushing around the corner. Very interesting spot for a IS-4 to be in. And he does see this E100. Now, this E100 thinks that SgtSlugger is still up farther north of where he was. So very good play backing off, and he's able to, let's see, put 1 shot, 2 shots, and 3 shots. And of course, he has to finish him off because he left him on 3 health. So he's gonna he's gonna be reloading after 2.2k damage in about 8 seconds. That E100 is now deleted from the game. He has now done 9,363 damage. So, you know, I don't know. I have personally, when I come up against this tank, I know that I'm gonna have a bad day. But I feel like even if I played this tank, I don't know how I'd feel about it. I just feel like it kind of defeats the purpose of an E100, because that E100 had 2,200 health, and SgtSlugger just said, no, thank you, sir. That'll be my 6th kill. So I don't know. You know, you can form your own opinions. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys think the WaffenTrager E100 needs a bit of a nerf. I would say it does, but that's just my opinion. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what you guys think. But he still does have 1,400 hit points left, and he's only traded about 600, less than 600, for 9,000 damage. So, you know, pretty good trade so far. He's got 6 kills. There still is 4 enemy tanks, but we are counting down the time because there is only 4 minutes left, and his team is playing pretty defensive at the moment. Let's go and look and see what health all his teammates are on. Jagdpanzer E100 on very, very low hit points. E75 only on 600, and the IS-7 is on 253. So we're going to go back to his camera. His team is pretty low, but so is that IS-7 after 2 shots, and he is out of there. So 3 more shells, 1 more kill, and another 1,100 damage. So he is now up to 10,450, and I can only dream of doing more than 10,000 damage. I guess I just have to get this tank. But, like I said, his team, very, very low. There still is a Foch 155, very dangerous autoloader, French autoloader tier 10, tank destroyer, also an IS-7 up there on the ridge. And if I had to guess, those 3 shells are plenty to take out the IS-7. So here we go. Ooh, first shot actually does miss, though. Second shot, will it go in? Not really sure, couldn't see it. It was a blind shot, and it looks like it did go in. He only has... Never mind, doesn't have any health left. There we go. 3 more shells. 1 missed, but he still had enough to take him out. 10,809 damage. And there is only 2 tanks left, but only 250 left to go in the game. So SgtSlugger is concerned because that E75 just got taken out, and he's pinging over on the western flank. So he's actually going to stay in this bush, try to get reloaded, and wait out his reload, see if he can't. And what you always want to be doing in autoloaders is always thinking about where you're going to go next. You want to be planning your moves. Obviously, you don't just want to be sitting there thinking about how you've done 11k damage. In this situation, you might be thinking about that, but I would also be ignoring XVM at this point because I don't want to ruin this amazing, amazing game. He's got 2 minutes left. Obviously, there's a little bit of tension going on right now, especially with the fact that they might have pushed up the western flank. They might be willing to use the bushes over there to try to spot SgtSlugger as he comes across the field, but we will see what happens. His friends in the Jagdpanzer E100 and the IS-7 very, very low, both 1 shots for both the enemy tanks. Doesn't matter what shoots them, they will be taken out. So they are obviously cautiously moving up, and SgtSlugger decides that he is going to try his luck going over to the west, seeing if he can cut those 2 tank destroyers off. And he actually does get spotted right away, but he does spot both of the tanks. First shot bounces on the Foch 155. Second shot does connect, however, and he tracks the Object 268 with that first shot. Second shot connects. Fifth shot connects. Sorry about that. I wasn't counting my shells right. And now number 6 is gone. And the Object 268 knows this. And the Object 268 is coming for blood. And, oh no. Oh no. The Jagdpanzer E100 and the IS-7 are not going to get there in time. Yeah. Oof. Oh. 12,879 damage. And he only needed 2 more shells to pin. Oh, man. You hate to see that. You hate to see that. And this game is actually going to end in a draw. SgtSlugger was not happy about that one. 13k damage done. And the draw, at least you got the draw, but it still pretty much is considered a loss. And neither one of them is going to pen. I don't even know if the object is going to get a shot off. But, guys, that was how you play the WaffenTrager E100 right there. 12,879 damage. We're going to go on over to the score screen. And as you guys can see, it was a draw. 110,000 credits for that game. 2,121 experience. And that was, I think, without a double. So crazy, crazy amount of experience. Radley Walters in a tier 10 game. Not too shabby. I think he had the high caliber. He also had a top gun, of course. And tank sniper with his 36 out of 42 accuracy, which is actually just above 85%. So he does get that tank sniper. And we will go and sort by damage. And he might have carried a little bit. That's, wow, that's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. The next closest damage done in the game was only 5,200. So, WaffenTrager E100, fairly strong tank. He actually did end up making a profit of about 18,000 there. I don't know if the last clip he loaded was an APCR clip. I wasn't sure. I think he loaded normal shells, which makes sense as to why he would bounce the first shell on the Foch 155. But guys, let me know what you guys think of the WaffenTrager E100 down below. I think that it is a very good tank, and how it is right now in the game, you should do that every once in a while. That is obviously not 13,000 damage, but you should get a pretty high damage count, especially when your clip does 3.3k damage. But guys, I hope you did enjoy. That was amazing. I don't know if I'll ever even come close to that amount of damage, and I hope that I have a chance to come close to that amount of damage, but wow. Well done, SgtSlugger. Well done. You used the WaffenTrager E100 just how it was supposed to be used, and awesome, awesome play. Crazy, crazy. Guys, hope you did enjoy. Commentary. This has been SgtSlugger 45. Signing out. Peace.